What's up, everyone? It's the voice of reason here, Terry, bringing you another exciting episode of Joker's TCG. If you have tuned in to some of our other videos, we recently posted an overview of the starter deck Green Gaia. Today, I'm going to show you how I took a starter deck and turned it into a competitive winning deck. Let's get started now, shall we? First off, we're going to show you the Digimon. I'm running 4 copies of the Digimon. When this Digimon, its ability, your turn, when this Digimon becomes unsuspended during your unsuspend phase, you gain 1 memory. So, therefore, when you stack your chain and you swing, and you stand back up the following turn surviving a Digi battle or a security check, you will gain 1 memory on your turn. Seems like a pretty good Digitama to me to have. Next up, other than the 4 copies of those, we're running the first piece of the Gaia Green deck. We are running a 1 Modimon. When Modimon has this ability, your Digimon is level 6 or higher, it gains 1000 DP. Seems like it can get you out of that tough situation when you just need that extra push to get into the swing. Modimon is a 1-of in my deck profile. That wraps it up for the Digitama. Let's get started with our rookies now, shall we? I'm running 4 copies of Tentomon. Tentomon also came from the green starter deck. Its on-play ability is when it is played onto the field, you can reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a green Digimon, add to your hand. But if it happens to be a Mimi or a flower cannon or even a needle spray, sadly, it'll go to the bottom of your deck. This card only adds 1 green Digimon to hand. But for that reason, I run 4. Next up on my profile, we run 4 Goblinmon. Goblinmon was introduced to us in BT01. It is a green 2-play cost rookie. It is good for a Digivolving because it's free, or when you need to just have extra power on the board, or you want to have something else to suspend, run it because it's 2-play cost. For that, I run 4 in my deck. Next up on my list, we're running 4 copies of the Digimon. Just like our pal Goblinmon, it is a 2-play cost as well to hard play and free to Digivolve. For the same reason as Goblinmon, it's why we're running this Digimon. 4 of because it's cheap to play and free to evolve. Next up, we're running 2 copies of Lalamon. Introduced to us new in this BT04 set, I'm running 2 for the Digiburst factor, that whenever I activate that key ability, Digiburst, when this thing would get trashed like other Digimon, not so fast, this one gets added back to your hand. You can keep recycling it, and for that reason, I think 2 is a good limit to run in my deck profile. Next, a little bit of a spice tech. Some people agree, others don't. What we're going to run is the Kokowamon. This Digimon is key in my opinion because of the factor that if you attach this or stack onto with evolving into a level 6 or higher, it's going to gain security +1. That's right, if it's a level 6 Digimon or higher, you get +1 with this thing underneath it. Why would you not want to have an extra swing? I try to eliminate my ops fast. Next, on the list, we've got 4 copies of Vegemon. He kicks off our level 4s in my deck profile for the factor that he is 1 play cost to Digivolve and he's 4 to hard play. Let's say you get rookie jammed and you don't draw into him and you got everything else to keep scaling to progress your game, throw down a Vegemon. He's got 4 play cost, very cheap. And the 1 cost to evolve into from a rookie is insane. For that reason, we run 4 Vegemon. Next on my list is 2 Gargamon. Reason we run this guy is because of his ability. This card gets 1000 DP for each of your opponent's suspended Digimon. You heard correct, suspended Digimon, you get an extra 1000. So if your opponent's got 5, you guessed it, that's 5000. Why would you not want to have all the power? Next up on our list, another key element from our Green Gaia starter deck, we're running 4 copies of Kabuterimon. This guy gives you a blocker ability at the digi cost of 1. That's right, 1 cost to evolve with the blocker. Why would you not want to have something to protect your security? I always keep a few. Blockers can be very useful. And for that reason, we're running 4 of the new Kabuterimon. Extra power. On top of him being blocker, we're going to run these guys from set 1. Introducing 2 Woodmon. Woodmon, it's got that 2 cost Digivolve, which is very good, but it's got that pesky recoil ability that you lose 2 memory when swinging. For those of you playing the game, if you swing with the blocker, you will lose 2. I suggest maybe save it for a final blow as a sneak attack. That way, if it goes to that gain memory on your opponent's side, you can still win the duel. Next for tree friends and tree huggers, we're gonna run 2 Cherrymon. Introducing the first 2 of my deck profile for level 5s. Cherrymon is just like Woodmon, but not so fast. Just because he's got the 2 cost Digivolve, which is also very good, he doesn't have that recoil like Woodmon did. When you swing with him, you won't lose 2 memory, you'll just lose your chance of having a blocker to protect your security. But 2 is a good number in my opinion. Following up him, we're gonna run 3 copies of Blossomon. Blossomon was introduced to us in 1.5 and it gave us that key factor of Digisorption. I think it's fantastic that you can suspend one of your Digimon to evolve into this for free. Why would you not want to have a free level 5 on an evolve scale and you still get that draw 1 ability from your deck? For that reason, I'm running 3. I think she's awesome. Next up on my list, we're gonna run 3 of the Mega Kabuterimon. Also introduced to us in our green starter deck, this guy's a key player for combos. On your turn, when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, such as Piercing, and survives, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. What that means, folks, is that when you swing, you'll get 2 security. Why would you not want to check for 2? Win the game. Next, we're running 1 copy of the Argomon. Here in America, you can only run 1. Other countries got the fun of having multiples of them, but for my deck profile, and because of the ban list, we run 1. It's insanely good. It's good for the factor that when you swing, that inherited ability goes off. You can free play, that's right, free play a level 3 Digimon from your hand onto the field, giving you a bigger board and more of an advantage. Who doesn't want to play a free Digimon? That was it for our 5s. We're getting into our level 6s. We're going to go off with 2 Grand Kawagamon. Now, some of you may be running that OTK profile or thought that you run 4. For my deck profile, I run 2. I run 2 for the factor that it's a really good balance that when you Digiburst, you're going to get that extra security. If you Digiburst and stacked it to 4, why not get rid of all 4? Give him 3 swings. See if you win the game. Grand Kawaga at 2. Is perfect for my recipe. Next, we are running 2 of the level 6s that were given to us in starter deck Green Gaia. It is the Hercules Kabuterimon. It has the piercing ability, and when stacked with that Mega, that's right, you would trash 1 because you could attack through because of this piercing ability. But just in case you couldn't attack a Digimon that was already suspended on your opponent's phase, why not Digiburst and activate for 2, making them suspend 1. Then when you swing for that piercing, you'll get that trash inheritance from the Mega, and then you'll get the 1 security check that Hercules offers you from that awesome ability. We run 2 in this deck profile. A fan favorite from this set that's been introduced is Nidhogg. We are running 1 Nidhogg from my deck profile. I run 1 for the satisfactory of having that balance that if I Digiburst for 4, I can suspend all my opponent's Digimon with 5,000 DP or less, and then place all of my opponent's suspended Digimon into their trash. Onto the bottom of their deck in any order, and then trash the remaining of the Digi-Evolution. That's awesome. There's a lot of green deck profiles that run more than 1 of that. I choose to run 1 just because I'm an aggro player that I am trying to attack your security as fast as possible. If this, for me, is to eliminate blockers, because a lot of blockers are 5,000 or under, or for me to get rid of those rookies so you just can't scale any quicker. Next, we're gonna run the 1 copy of Bancho Stainmon. Bancho Stainmon is another fan favorite from 1.5. He's one of mine. Going back to that example I keep using for the Mega Kabuterimon, when that is stacked on top, when you trash one and you pierce through, you'll get the 2+ security as well, giving it a 4. There's only 5 securities, ladies and gentlemen, in the game of Digimon. So swinging with this and that combo, eliminating 4 security, you'll definitely shake your opponent. We run 1. Jumping into our level 7s, we run the fabulous Valderarm and his accomplice Chaosmon. I run 1 of each because they are both 2 different Digimon. We'll go off with the Valderarm. Valderarm, when Digivolving, activate the following effect twice. One of your opponent's Digimon gets negative 7,000 DP for the turn. What that means, ladies and gentlemen, is that you can choose to dish it out to 2 separate Digimon. Maybe it's 2 rookies, you delete them both. Or maybe it's a Digimon with 12,000 DP. You can substitute and subtract 7,000 to the same Digimon, eliminating that one. Pick your enemies very wisely, ladies and gentlemen. Chaosmon. Piercing is a big advantage with this card, and it's a Digi-Evolution ability. Unsuspend this Digimon, then it can attack your opponent's Digimon. This effect allows you to attack unsuspended Digimon as well. What that means is, if it's unsuspended, we can still swing. If it is suspended, we will swing through and check 1 security. Sounds great to me. And on top of it, let's say that we'll bring out our Bud Bancho Stainmon, for example. Let's say that we did that combo and we swung through, checking 3 security. He's suspended. Evolve on top. Ladies and gentlemen, the attack goes through even if the turn ends. When you summon him and the memory gauge crosses over, the attack can still transition through, giving him the same ability that Bancho had. What a nasty combo. That wraps it up for our Digimon. Let's go in to what we've got as options. I'm running. Look at that. 2 needle sprays and 2 Mimis. Even though Mimi's not an option card, we'll talk about her anyways too, seeing how she's the only tamer I'm on. I run 2 of her for her awesome ability that if you have a level 5 on the field, you can get an extra raising phase. That's powerful. You're only supposed to raise once per possession of your turn. So why not spice things up and try to do it twice? Give yourself extra power on the board. 2 Mimis is perfect. And then tap it into our needle sprays, the final key factor of what our green starter deck had to offer. It's basically a flower cannon on steroids. This thing adds to your hand immediately after it's been checked by security while activating its effect, and it suspends one of your opponent's Digimon by your choice. So security is best case scenario. You want to suspend your opponent's Digimon, add to hand, and then do it again. Needle Spray at 2 is an awesome ability to have. And then last but not least, just like this deck, it has hidden potential. We run hidden potential at 1. Here in America, the card is only being able to run at 1. So for that factor, we have to run it. Why not have it? Its ability is 2 is amazing. The next time one of your green Digimon Digivolves this turn, you can suspend one of your Digimon to reduce the memory cost of that Digi-Evolution by 5. I don't know about you, that sounds like a free summon. Tap 1, and then maybe even scale into something like a higher 6, like Grand Kawaga, only 3 play cost, or that Bancho, only 3 play cost, or that Nidhogg. The possibilities are endless. But the hidden potential is within you, Tamers. Let's go ahead and dish out the full deck overlay so you guys can see what I'm running. Get your cameras ready for screenshots, and if you guys think that I could do this deck better or have any advice for me, please leave it in the comment section. I would love to know what you guys think, because like I said, this is a homemade profile. It's not meant for everybody, but for me, I built it, I run it, and I win it. It's a lot of fun. And for that purpose, that's why I made this video for you guys. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. This is a winning deck profile, in my opinion, for green. Thanks again for tuning in. This has been fun. Stay safe, Tamers, and tune in next time to Joker's TCG.